thought, I've never been a part of a 4 overtime game. I just, at times it looked like we were going to win it. At times we looked like we were going to lose, but we found a way to win. And we had a lot of heroes. Andrew was terrific. Demetrius Conger played really well. I thought we got a big performance from Jake Hausnick, coming in getting 9 rebounds and 3 blocks. Michael Davenport hit that big 3 to tie it up with 20 seconds left and whatever overtime, can't remember. But I thought we defended decently. Held them below 39. We out rebounded them. We turned the ball over too many times. We had them sometimes. They had us, but somehow, somewhere, we found a way, and we showed some mental toughness, especially with missing some of those foul shots at the end. I thought the guys came through when they needed to. So it was a great victory, for us, especially coming off of a loss.
Foul shooting, Mark, is that some of that? You got 4 guys who played at least 53 minutes.
Yeah, maybe that's maybe I don't know. We shot 48 of them. I don't know. We got good shooters. They got good strokes. So I would assume that with Andrew playing 60 minutes, that's a game and a half if I remember right. That you're going to be a little bit fatigued, and the first thing that a shooter needs is his legs, and when they go, a lot of those shots were a little bit short. And Andrew could probably answer that better than I.
Can either one of you just kind of put in perspective Andrew's performance?
It was terrific. You can't get much better than that. He went to the foul line a ton. He was our go-to guy when we needed buckets. We got buckets. A double-double. And he had 5 assists, which is a career high. I'm not sure if you knew that. That's a career high. He was the guy inside, but 44 points and 12 rebounds. Says a lot. But at the same time, I think we had other guys, Mike and Demetrius and Jake, that were critical in the win. We scored 112, and Andrew only scored 44, so other guys did their part as well.
Andrew, could you chime in on that, just what this performance meant for you?
I think as a team, we played tough today. We played 60 minutes. Which we call it a game and a half, as Coach Schmidt said, and we just had to persevere and get through, the tough times. Just when they scored, we had to sit down and guard. If they scored again, we go down and we score, and it just stuck together. Andrew,
there was a point when I can't remember who was dunked, and then after the ball went through, they kind of went off your chest, I think, and it looked like it kind of sighted you a little bit, where all of a sudden the next, however many times on the court, you just seemed like you were going to take over. You wanted to take over, commanding the ball. That kind of get you going a little bit to the point where you wanted to just take over?
Yeah, it got me going. We needed that jolt to keep playing the way we did.
Andrew, you end up so focused on the game you don't think about the fact that this is an extraordinary game we're playing here. This is really unusual from the standpoint of the length and the score and the way Cooper played. Are you kind of aware, this is kind of a special game that people are going to remember for a long time?
Well, my main goal was just to win it, no matter how long it took. But it was fun. We played 4 overtime. We're tired. It was.
Were you aware about Cooper? It was kind of people are focused on you and him, and you can see on the scoreboard what's happening. And just give me a quick thought on how he played, or what your impression of him was.
He was pretty good. He's really crafty. As a big guy, when he comes off screens, I had to stay in front of him too, as well as our point guard. So sometimes he got around it, so we adjusted to that. And I think we did pretty well.
Coach, just kind of talk about what goes through your head when, in one instance you had, Demetrius missed those free throws, and I think would have won it in one of those overtimes.
Yeah.
And then when Mike, hits the 3-pointer in another overtime to tie it again, what goes through your head?
It's highs and lows, and that's why it's really important, as a player and a coach, to try to keep even keel. And that's hard to do. It's an emotional game, and you tell the players all the time, if you don't play with emotion, you can't play this game, especially at this level. And I think from a coach's standpoint, it's the same thing. You got to show some emotion. And it's just that it was a game. It was a seesaw game, you know. And there was, like I said, there was times where we thought we had won it, and there was times where it didn't look like we were going to win. But you try to do, and you know, as a coach, it's almost like you're so into it mentally, trying to figure out what are we going to run next, how do we want to guard this ball screen. So you're not really into the this guy's got this many points and this. You're just trying to coach each possession. So I had no idea. Looking at the stats, I had no idea Cooper shot 41 times. And they took 101 field goal attempts. That could be a record. But as the game goes on, you don't think that. You're just trying to coach every possession. And it's exhausting mentally. But I don't know. Now you look back. Like anything, you look back, and it's it was a great victory. But going through it, it's ain't too much fun.
I shot 18 threes, in 60 minutes. And it seemed like they were kind of trying to get more, take those. You guys hit some tough shots near the paint. Inside, did you want them to maybe not take?
No,
so many
they
threes,
play
or
man to man, and when teams play man to man, we're going to go inside. Inside of Andrew, inside taking guys off the bounce. And if they're playing zone, it forces you to knock down some perimeter shots. But when you have Andrew inside, I'm not the smartest guy, but you're going to go inside. Any good offense is inside out. And if you have a good inside player, it makes it that much easier. We try to get the ball inside of Andrew as much as we could.
Mark, the farther the game goes, you get more and more invested in it, emotionally, physically, and both of you, when you were in situations to win the game, it seemed like you're much more conservative with those last possessions, like you really wanted to make it count. You almost get to a point where you say, geez, we got to give ourselves our best shot. We don't want to turn it over or whatever.
Yeah, I just think you try to coach to the score, and if you're down by 4 with 30 seconds left, well, then you got to go. If you're up, down by 1 with 30 seconds, it's like you coach the situation. And I don't know if you get tentative or, but you try to coach that situation. And it's like when Mike hits the 3, you try to set up a play for that situation. So you coach situations, and those are, and sometimes we didn't execute, or they didn't execute the way, you want to in critical situations. But that's college basketball. It's we're not, it's not the Knicks against the Heat. These are college kids that are going to make some mistakes. But I thought overall they found a way. It just showed some incredible mental toughness. I give them credit too. That they did the same thing, and we just we made a couple more plays than they did. But Cooper was terrific. Double, almost had a triple double with 8 steals. I thought he was the best guy that we played so far this year. I can tell you that.
I asked John the same question. You coached some pretty good players over the years. Can you think of someone you coached that had a performance similar?
No, I've never coached against anyone that took 41 shots. Well, I had a player that took 41 shots on the team that I was associated with. But it was just, him playing 55 minutes. Andrew played 60 minutes, but Andrew's not handling the ball. That kid handled the ball for 55 minutes, and he was going off those screens nonstop. He had, for 55 minutes, he had the ball in his hands. And I give him credit for him to be able to play 55 minutes and put up those numbers and shoot 41 times. That tells you he's a tremendous athlete, well conditioned. Because I can tell you, I, and all those people up in the stands couldn't have done that. Be able to play, at that level with the ball in his hands every single possession. As a 5-minute, it's a little bit different. He's running down the court and going to the block, and he can take a little bit of a break. But a point guard playing that amount of minutes, and being that productive is just, it's a great performance. It's a great performance.
Thanks.
Thank you.